Update 5 on Cyclone Emnati, which is stronger than it was on last night's update, now in Category 3, located at 17.6 degrees south, 54.1 degrees east. This is as of 8 a.m. in Reunion, February 21st, 2022. It's got winds of 115 miles an hour, a pressure of 952 millibars. It's moving a little slower with a westward movement at 6 miles an hour, and the CDPS stage has unfortunately gone up. It's now a stage 8. Breaking down that CDPS, we're looking at major wind speeds, a storm size that is pretty significant there. Rainfall potential is going to be very major, with 2 feet of rain possible, with the overall threat to land being significant, of course. Stage 8 means that catastrophic damage is expected. This is not a storm to take down lightly, especially after the impacts we saw with Batsirai weeks ago, and that was with the CDPS stage 7 landfall. Tropical storm force winds extend 165 nautical miles to the northeast and southwest quadrants, 155 to the northwest, and 190 nautical miles to the southeast. A cyclone warning and cyclone watch is in place. You can see where those are in the bottom of your screen. It's 298 miles away from Toa-Messina, 394 from Mazamaloka, 482 from Ambositra, 498 from Madagascar, and 776 from Toliara. In kilometers, that's 479 away from Toa-Messina, 634 from Mazamaloka, 776 from Ambositra, 801 from Madagascar, and 1248 from Toliara. These distances are going to be getting closer as Emnati continues to move westwards. This is the latest intensity squad that we have from the guidance. MFR has it at 150 miles an hour, which is what we're using for this update. Joint Typhoon Warning Center and ADT have it at 120. SATCON has it at 125, and ATMS has it as a Category 4 with winds of 130 miles an hour. This is the latest cone from Meteo-France, made by Thomas Schwen, of course. It's got winds of 150 miles an hour, as previously mentioned, expected to reach 140 miles an hour, making a Category 4 before making landfall at that intensity. Would be very significant, a stronger landfall than we saw with Batsirai in terms of wind speed, so not something to take lightly. This is going to be a very significant landfall, and I know those that were affected by Batsirai can tell you how concerned that they are for the storm, so please do not take this lightly. You need to be preparing if you are in its path now. This is the sea surface temperatures that are ahead of Emnati, and you can see they're definitely decent enough, 27 to 28 degrees Celsius. That is very healthy for a tropical cyclone, and given the fact that it's pretty much 26 as a baseline, it's definitely got those conditions necessary in terms of that front. Looking at the HWRF wind swath, you can see it's going to be Category 4 landfall. 140 miles an hour is their peak for this before it does weaken substantially. Rainfall is going to be the very big factor with this. 2 feet of rain is possible with major areas around 8 to 16 inches all across southeastern Madagascar. This is the intensity guidance, and you can see much of them have it leveling off or strengthening some more before it does make landfall, before weakening substantially. Wind shear is expected to remain low until the 24th and 25th, although that really won't matter anymore, given the fact it will be making landfall at that point. Sea surface temperatures are going to be slowly decreasing before it makes landfall, and then plummeting once it reaches the Mozambique Channel and southwestern Indian Ocean again. Relative humidity is looking pretty decent for the future. This is the satellite imagery. You can see its eye has been a little wobbly in the recent satellite imagery. You can kind of see as if it was making some kind of U-turn, but don't let that fool you. It is going to keep that westward motion that we've been seeing here. So while it may be moving slower, that's actually kind of a bad sign, since a slower moving storm does tend to bring more rain, and we should be seeing those outer bands start to move in over the next 24 to 36 hours before the real storm kicks in. So this is the time to prepare if you haven't already. We're starting to see those outer arcs come in. You really need to start preparing. We'll be keeping you updated in the next few days.